in order to survive, in order to do well, in order to thrive on the planet, the thing, because we're not really big and strong, we don't have like, great ways of defending ourselves. What caused us to survive was our ability to work together, to stick together, to be part of a tribe. So if you were liked by everybody, if you were accepted by people, if you were part of the tribe, it meant you would survive. So it's innate in all of us to be liked by other people. What we're set up to do is to be liked by a small amount of people in our tribe, because that's what keeps us safe. That's what means we survive. That's what allows us to thrive.
And I want to bring this up as well, because I want to get your take on this with social media. Because, you and I are 50. When we were kids growing up, there was a card catalog. We had to go to the library to catch something for any information that we needed to do, book reports, whatever. And we had to study. Like nowadays, everything is literally at a fingertip. You click on the button, you go to Google, you search anything. There's an instant gratification for absolutely everything,
right,
good and bad.
Right.
And like I said, it's a tool. It's a matter of how well do we monitor this tool. So that way it's really hurting our kids now, because they're so front end loaded on a society of instant gratification by clicking on this or going to Instagram or TikTok. And now they have the attention span of a flea. Now that's like, a TikTok now, a long TikTok is 8 seconds, because you can't keep somebody's attention span for longer, let alone someone trying to, listen to our podcast for an hour here. So I wanted to get your take on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to say about everything that you said there. The thing to understand about social media, and there's a really fantastic psychiatrist who does a lot of talk about this stuff, particularly around the young brain, the young mind, and the way it's impacting its development. That's a guy called Dan Siegel, Siegel. He's a fantastic psychiatrist, works with a lot of children through the developmental phases, and he's got a ton of stuff out there. If you're somebody who likes to research that kind of thing, he talks about understanding social media and recognizing the way that it causes so many problems for us is because it's actually you have to look at the anthropology of things. So human beings over our development, regardless of what your beliefs are, but over our development, in order to survive, in order to do well, in order to thrive on the planet, the thing, because we're not really big and strong, we don't have like great ways of defending ourselves. What caused us to survive was our ability to work together, to stick together, to be part of a tribe. So if you were liked by everybody, if you were accepted by people, if you were part of the tribe, it meant you would survive. So it's innate in all of us to be liked by other people. What we're set up to do is to be liked by a small amount of people in our tribe, because that's what keeps us safe. That's what means we survive. That's what allows us to thrive. If you're not liked, if you're not wanted, if you're not accepted by the tribe, then you're pushed onto the outskirts, and that becomes dangerous. Now it's a matter of survival. So that's why it's innate in all of us to want to connect with people, to be validated by people, to be liked by other people, because internally at a core level, it's a matter of survival. What's happened with social media is that we're now experiencing this like it's on steroids, so to speak. It's like, instead of just being liked by your tribe, you're now liked by the planet, and you're getting that instantly by posting a picture, putting up a TikTok video or something like that. So it's not the social media that's so addictive. What they found is it's the chasing of the likes that activates this dopamine in your system. Yeah. Right. And that's the thing, which is innate in all of us to want to be liked because of this anthropological, the anthropology of it all, right? I couldn't get the word out then, that's the driving force behind it. But because we've advanced into this world of social media so quickly, we don't know how to cope with that amount of dopamine as a result of all of those likes.
Yeah, especially in young kids too, because I think, their developing brains are now getting stuck on that dopamine overload. And I don't know what that is going to be long term. I mean, obviously someone in your standpoint would have a better idea about that. But I mean, is that damaged now? I mean, is that setting them up to addiction, starting off with right away with social media as their first addiction per se?
I mean, there is a possibility of that, but the thing to understand about addiction, right, is, and a lot of people, I think this is something that the vast majority of people in society really don't understand, is that, okay, so start with a basic statement that drugs are not addictive. I know when I used to say this in community talks that I would do, people would be like, "What do you mean drugs are not addictive?" Because it's not what the substance does to you; it's what the substance does for you. So in those kind of, when we start talking about addiction, the addiction, yes, it's the coping mechanism for an underlying issue, because the substance or the process is actually doing something for you, meeting an unmet need. It's helping you cope with something that's underneath the surface. So just because you're being exposed to a particular substance or process, which when we start talking about process issues, the obsessive and compulsive behavior patterns that come with those, things like social media fall right into that category. It's not necessarily going to definitely mean that you're going to become an addict of something. It depends if that is filling a particular void that you might have internally around being liked by others. So, for a lot of people, if you struggle with feeling like you fit in with your family of origin, let's say, you're left with this story of social isolation. So I don't fit in, I don't belong. You don't feel like you've got the skills. You don't feel like you've got people around you that want you, that accept you, that understand you. So you go seeking it elsewhere. That's what we call an unmet childhood need. So when there is this unmet childhood need, we will develop behaviors as we grow up trying to meet that need. And that's the essence of how addiction starts. So if you don't have those unmet childhood needs, the chances of you developing an addiction are pretty slim. When it comes to substance, you can still develop a dependency, but there is a big difference between a dependency and an addiction. Hey guys, first of all, I want to thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the content. This particular chat was filmed as a part of the podcast series to support my good friend, Chuck Basti, and all the work he does as a mental health advocate at Chuck's World of Infinite Mojo. If you want to see the full podcast or just see more of what Chuck does on his social media platform, check out his YouTube channel that's linked in the description below. When it comes to what's going on here, I am on a serious mission to make this platform profitable. Why? Because when I do, I am committed to making sure that every single penny of profit that's made from this YouTube channel goes back into serving the community that needs it most. So, as always, please like this video, leave a comment below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel to get all the latest content available right here at The Liberation Place. Come join us for our live online conversations every week. I'll put all the links in the description below, and let's get the word out there about living the life you want to live, not staying stuck in the life you're currently stuck in. Hopefully, see you soon.